My Libra. All right, you're dealing with this part of yourself that just wants to go. You want to choose a direction, which is good, or choose something, or a focus, or your confidence, or how you feel above all else, and how you choose to proceed in life. There's a connection between what you desire and your purpose and all the things that are really great to come together to make something beautiful that comes together, especially by this month. The moon cycle might be very important for you as well, with the new moon in Cancer on the 28th of June and then the full moon on the 13th of July. So in between that time, you might notice the change and shift in yourself. You may receive more than you could have expected because you're choosing that now. So there's a responsibility to remember what's important to you, what you are capable of, what you've needed to hold solid and firmly within you, what you've worked on and worked for, what you're tired of doing. Parts of you that want to take off the heaviness and set yourself in a motion where you're equally putting as much in and out. The Chariot and Cancer often remind me, especially the Cancer symbol often reminds me of the yin yang. And you tend to weigh things out, but it's okay to know, it's okay to go for things, it's okay to love what you did and it wasn't terrible, but there's something more being given to you, and it's up to you to stay secure in that worth, that sense of self. You may find that there is so much out there, so much that could potentially hold you back, so much that you are now seeing that the only realistic way, the only actual material way to go now is to believe in yourself, because not that it's always about money, but you know that the best way you can make the most money, or the amount of money you'd like to make, is to go a certain way and to play into or be a part of something and standing on your own. People will follow. It might take a moment longer than you'd like, but it's all about keeping your mindset okay, keeping yourself looking up, looking forward, looking at what the opportunity that you have. Maybe it's time, maybe it's space, maybe it's energy, and notice the energy you get back from it. Remember, if it's a good energy, it's positive, or because the thing that people and that Capricorns don't always show you, and what people expect out of Capricorns, which isn't true always, is that, I'm drinking something, sorry, is that you have to look exhausted or be exhausted from work that you do. Now, some Capricorns are, but sometimes it's because they're not, doing maybe the work they're supposed to do. They just get a lot of energy from knowing that they're going to receive from this, knowing that they are receiving from it, whether it's the knowledge or the opportunity, or to use their potential in the way that they love to. It's something that you can take notice of them. You realize that you don't have to burn yourself out or come to this point just to do something. You can actually have you can have a great amount of energy that you put into something and still have to keep going and still need to have that momentum and that push behind you and in front of you and around you. And that's that Chariot, is when things come in together and come into play, is that's pulling you just as much as you are putting into it. It's a very nice, well-rounded way, and it's because you've started to speak up. Not just about what you need or what you want or what life can look like, but it's about what you're good at, what you're capable of. People are listening to you. You have substance to what you're saying. You have potential. 3s, 6 and 4 mirrors in Roman numeral. And you may find that you have so much more energy. It's possible that 8-year cycle is wrapping up, or 8 to 10 year cycle is wrapping up for you as well. And you see life differently. You put in the work to take a look at some habits, whether it's from Saturn being in retrograde or things that you've dealt with growing up with a certain father figure or father, and showing you what you're controlled by in subconscious ways. If there's a Capricorn in your life, they could be putting in the effort to reveal to you what's really important now, to be more in the present, or to take a look at what you really want and what you're willing to do for it. They could be showing you what's important, and also that if you, again, love something, you can gain energy from it. You can gain a voice, you can get many things from it. You can gain a new set of wheels. That's not what I mean, though. Boundaries. A new space to roam. Something that feels freeing, but then when you put it in a certain box, whether it's monetizing or not, it feels like it's constricting, but then the freedom comes back. So you maybe find yourself in and out of that kind of mindset. But I think you could also, someone important in your life, maybe a Capricorn or not, might be investing in you. You may also be receiving for affirmation that you are investing or becoming more in a relationship, probably being contracted more together, or something that connects you in a material, very physical way. You could be gaining abundance from this, or more than you would have expected. Things seem to be going your way, and I think that it's important to stay there and know that it's okay. Even if it feels weird, it may feel rocky at first, but this is going to carry you forward. This energy is actually important to carry you forward. It's funny that people block themselves from happiness or have to relearn that because of whatever has happened before, and getting so lost there. Even if it, is filled cups, there's just something more it may need from you that you're not willing to give anymore. And it's realizing that being able to recognize that as something very specific, and it's something learned if you want something different for your life moving forward. I think a lot of you finally get it, and when you finally get something, it's not long after do you want to share it with more people, or share it with, or combine it in what you already do. Unionize, bringing things together, contracts with yourself, with what you want, commitment to the life that you have and whoever is you're having it with. It could be a Capricorn, it could be someone very strong, stable, and adamant, someone who inspires you. Even you, whether or not you have someone like that in your life, and it's very much on your mind, perhaps towards that Capricorn full moon on the 13th. You, again, don't need to add more to your plate just to show that you can do it, or just because it looks like there's a lot, but it doesn't have to be. Again, you don't have to kill yourself to be successful or work or prove that you work hard. You can enjoy the flow if you allow yourself to. You just have to get really in there and just be, and understand that you'll never truly know the mysterious way of Cancer. You get it, you can see it, you can describe it, but being in it is indescribable. And if you let yourself do that this month, there will be a lot less that constricts you, and a lot more that heals you, a lot more that makes you realize how capable and how much you're already doing. Even if things move slow monetarily at first, or things used to be different, they're not. Just remember, these stories that you've heard are not just stories, success stories or relationship stories, or whatever story you deem to be successful, no matter where you're at in your life. And if you look to the highest thing, whatever you think that is, then just the next step being successful, that's the mindset. And that's what Capricorn also needs to remember too. It's cardinality. You want to do things, you want to initiate, and you want also, you sometimes expect that in return right away. And this month is showing you that sometimes you need to spend a little bit longer on certain things. Adjust, put the work in where you need to, and then not where you don't. Don't overwork yourself, reminding yourself that Saturn is teaching you something, if not your father, or something's rehashing from the past, and maybe you saw, that's what you saw growing up. Again, you don't have to make that true, and now is a great time, even though it's breaking down, and it can be hard to just move from one thing to the next. Just re-emphasizing or when you can get to that point, replacing that with like, what was positive out of this? What did you get out of this? What are you using right now out of this? Because chances there's something, and you know that better than anyone, and you're able to then connect it to what you want to express, what you're here to convey, what you're here to help add value, to help yourself as well. Realize that this is just an ongoing process, and it almost feels like this rhythm. It's like your own rhythm that you come across this month more than anything, I think, Libra. And I think it's amazing. I don't want to keep going because I think it speaks for itself. All right, see you next month.